And we're live with part 2 of yesterday's boo-boo. What it do? What it do? I am the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, and messenger of God. I am Lilith reincarnated. How you doing? How you doing? Oh man, let me take a breath. In order to keep up with me, you can never do that because you haven't done any of the work. We're on to a great start. In order to keep up with me, you would have to catch a video or whatever I posted before that. I can't really remember, but they're going to show me as soon as I start talking. I had so many downloads like right before I jumped on here, and I'm like, sure, yeah, whatever you say, And then I'm here, I'm like, yeah, what did you say? What the fuck was I supposed to talk about? Where am I at? I'm in a good place. I spent all day cleaning my space. All day, inside and out. Hey, I just want to point that out. I learned that in Mexico. When you're done mopping the floors, you throw the water outside and you clean the outside too. I just want to point that out. Did some chores today, got out, had fun. God wants to talk about the flow of energy. I was talking to homegirl last night, and I was telling her how, I was burnt out because I worked that shift. She's like, damn, you're a monster. She said, I used to do it. I just can't do that shit no more. I was like, it's God. Because up until that day, I could barely get in my car and drive. Like, I couldn't get in my car and drive. I had no drive to drive. Just sit in the car and turn on some music and chill. Couldn't even do that. But you know what I mean? When he gives you the strength, you have the strength to do unbelievable things. And it just comes and it just goes. You know what I mean? So, yesterday I had no strength, obviously for good reason, because I had used all my strength. Today, as weak as I felt, like this morning I had said I was going to give rides, and I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And then I was like, well, if you paid attention to my post, which was really funny last night, I had one cigarette. So either way, when I get up and smoke this cigarette, I'm going to have to get up and go. So you might as well get up and go. And I've been going since that moment, but now I'm tired again. And it's like, well, I used all my strength. It's limited. You know what I mean? The strength that you have, the energy that you have is limited, and you have to use it to the best of your abilities and prioritize it. So I can only give so much energy to channeling. I can only give so much energy to my home. I can only give so much energy to actual physical work. I can only give so much energy to community people. You know what I mean? Outreaching is what I call that, is when people just come up to me and I always got to speak some good shit. I do a lot of that bullshit. God brings up all kinds of weird people and I got to, minister to them. I only have so much time for, everything. To eat or watch TV, that's even the smallest, dude. I sit down, I'm a very fast eater. I turn on the TV during the time that I'm watching or that I'm eating, and only that time, and typically that's it. We have limited amount of time to give to, there's a lot of areas to live life and to give life, and you have to be careful over giving in certain areas because there's so many areas that you need to give. And then there's me. What about me? And God always finds time for me. So I had posted earlier, it was a whole shit show. It was a whole shit show. I didn't want to do laundry here, but I was like, ugh, it's cheaper here. You just got to sit and watch your clothes so nobody steals your clothes. You could do a reading down there, blah, 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 blah. It's like, I don't want to do this. Anyway, so I go down and I'm going to go get quarters, the dustpan and a broom, a freaking mop and a bucket, right? I need all this. Oh, and towels. She's like, fucking rosy cheeks. She's so rude. She threw a bunch of people out today. I watched her. It's like, oh, she's on that ass. Rosy cheeks was like, well, everybody keeps stealing my broom, so I need your ID. And I do not have any quarters, but you can go to housekeeping after you return all of yours and get new ones. It's like, oh man, it's all spread out all over the hotel. It's a pain in my ass. Okay. I'll get my ID. I'll be back. I was like, all right. I had already had all my laundry ready. I just put it in my car instead of putting it in the laundry room because they're going to steal my shit. So I decided I'm going to go to the dollar store and get more laundry soap because I was kind of low. And I go over there and there's a laundry room, or a laundromat right there next to Casa Bonita. Do you know what Casa Bonita means? It means pretty house. So as I'm over there doing all this bullshit, I'm making my house pretty. Just want to point that out. So then I do it, and I look over, and then there's my favorite thrift store, which is the Ark thrift store. And the Holy Spirit's like, if you were paying attention to my post, they're like, hey, you're going out on Friday night. Here comes Mac. Love you, Mac Miller. I'm going out tonight. Is what I heard him singing. Anyways, I was like, oh yeah, that bullshit. So then I started my laundry and I did all of this stuff and I walked around there and I got excited and stuff. So I had time for me only because God made time for me. He made time for me to do it. And then as I was walking around the dollar store, I found some really cool cleaning supplies, which was rosemary and mint, or rosemary and cinnamon. You know what I mean? So I was able to, again, not just clean my house, but, you know, protect my house. I was able to do that. I found some stuff to do some manicures because I'm always needing to do that. And although I was going to put it off till, you know, a week or so, my daughter got it and she got into it. So then I was able to bring home something for her to do. So she ended up painting her nails and doing all that great stuff. I went and walked around and had all this. So it's like you have to take time for you. And even if you don't, you know, thank goodness God does. He tries to make time for you too. And all the stuff that he has for you to do, there's always got to be time for you. So that's the start of this message. Is like, you know, you want to push yourself to all extremes. But you don't want to do that because that's extremely dangerous. Because then once you're burnout in every area of your life. Do you know? You got to be careful of burning yourself out in just one area because it's going to pour into all areas of your life. You have to keep a really careful balance, you know what I mean, between work and play. Really careful. You know what I mean? Don't overwork and don't overplay. And you know what I mean? And just know when is, you know, how to do it. You know what I mean? Understand that even though I'm only doing this much work, all of this is work. You know what I mean? I can only put in so many hours here, so many hours there, this and that. I can't give you 40 hours a week. People always ask me all the time as a driver, they're like, do you do this full time? No, this is my primary source of income, is my answer. I don't do this full time. This is my primary source of income. I'm a single mother, and I'm a priestess. I'm a spiritual healer and teacher. So that takes all my time, ultimately. But then there's that. So anyways, I'm just going to pick up where we left off. I got burnt out yesterday. I couldn't finish this stack of food, this stack of books that they put on top of us for good reasoning. I'm going to check into our shadows, which is probably something I already told you in the last 7 minutes. And then we're going to look at the Pleiadians. I'm not going to pull the stone card that I pulled yesterday. I don't feel like I am. I'm looking at it, but I don't think I'm going to. And we're just going to go off of what we had yesterday. I said it was going to be a part 2 because I couldn't get through it all. It was already an hour video. All right, let's see. What's our current shadow? Liberating your truth. Well, you know, I've been hollering, hooting and hollering all about that. I made a video earlier about that. It's like, you know, people want a second chance to disappoint you because they're not ready to be truthful with you. They might want to. I know how deep I go with the truth. It's like, I don't know. I don't know how to say that. It's not like they don't want to freaking, you know what I mean, walk in the light is kind of where God's like, they're trying to walk in the light. Perhaps. But in the sense of, just keep in mind that, you know, they're just stepping into it. Here comes that Rapture song. I didn't listen to that the other day. It was a great song. I just want to point that out. Liberating your truth. We're in Gemini. What number is that? Number 3. So our shadow is... Verbal conflict may be on its way. See, they want to fucking argue. Oh yeah, probably. I'm walking into an argument. I'm totally walking into an argument. And that's where it is too. I was like, as much as I laughed at you, and I'm like, I'm not going to go and look at you be pathetic. They're like, yeah, you are. I was like, I feel pathetic being like this in this position, but sure, okay, whatever. And it was like, you're really going to make me... And that's what I posted. I was like, I'll be there. Let me go find something to wear. And that's what I went in there to do. And I put on a size small, and it fits so beautifully, and that was all I needed for the day. I was like, I don't even need this dress. Just knowing that I look good in this dress was good enough for me. Shit. You like you didn't buy anything? Nah. My mentality wouldn't let me spend money. Wasn't on sale. Anyways, there was a Ross there too, dress for less. I want less than that. Okay. Verbal conflict may be on its way. This oracle wants to help you speak your truth. When Black Moon, Lilith, and Gemini shows up, it's time for you to alchemize. How is he going to possibly perform on stage with me sitting in the crowd staring at his bitch ass? That's what God showed me. He showed it all to me. Like Mike. Mike's going to walk up to me with a smile and his braces. Did you get your braces off yet, little boy? Oh, God. Do you remember what I did to Mike? And I showed up with a cake and his wife was there? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they'll be there. Fuck! You serious right now? Terrell, after he threatened my life and my career? It's his fucking performance, dude. I'm buying a ticket to his album release party. Raj, who produced my album, that overcharged me to mix my album while he was Adderalled out. Hannah, the one that I fought for her music and her career, that she didn't matter, and I fought for her divinity and her fucking culture, and she turned on me? Yeah, she'll be there. They'll all be there, bro. All these people. I don't know. Priest, probably. Amizi, maybe. Shit, you want to be there? I gotta be there. We gotta be there for this bullshit. And that's it. It's like, what are they going to say when they see me? First, they're probably not going to recognize me because I'm half the size the bitch I was. But twice as big. Larger than life. I mean, what am I supposed to say? Who knows? The Lord shall speak in these moments. But, I mean, ultimately, do you know how fucking funny it is? I'm asking for conflict in the sense of, what are they going to say to me? Hey, I haven't seen you since... What? When's the last time I saw you? What's the last time we talked about? Was that me becoming spiritual? Hi, I'm the High Priestess Phoenix. Oh, yeah, you worked... Oh, you were part of my album? You want to be part of my church? Do you know my God? God. It was just as weird coming back to Bobby. He's like, I don't know what voices you're talking. Let me explain that. On that day, that was Martin Luther King Day. We didn't have to wait till, your day when you said he comes to me whatever day of the week. That told me to go and bless the whole fucking stadium in the Bronco country. Yeah, that same guy told me to show up at this bunk-ass, booty-whack-ass show and watch the show go down with DMX and Tupac and fucking Kobe. We're just gonna sit in there like some fucking clown-ass motherfuckers watching these clown-ass motherfuckers. Just, what are we doing? He's like, I will prepare a table for you and your enemies. I guess. Can I smoke at that table? Can I bring a +1? This is gonna be dumb. That's why I was like, I don't want to. You bet you're going. All right, I'm going. I'll be there. What you got to say? That's what I said in the post. I was like, do you think I care if they're going to knock me out? You're going to knock out the priestess? I don't think so. I don't think God's going to let you do that, bro. I don't know what he'll do, but I know my God ain't going to let you do that. And if he wants me to take one for the team, I'm willing to do that too. But I know my God. And if he wants me to go in there on some bullshit, he's going to take care of the bullshit. I think it's all bullshit, but whatever. I needed some, I don't know. He said I needed this in my life. When Black Moon, Lilith, and Gemini shows up, it's time for you to alchemize the shadow, limiting your voice. I ain't got shit to say. I'm not going to say nothing. Silence is golden, bro. We're talking golden gloves right here. I'm just going to smile and wave to the people as the queen. Hi. Who is she? Here's my card. Hi, I'm the High Priestess Phoenix. Do you need... Release attachment around what others will say about you. Yeah, they're going to be real scared when they get in there. Would you kick a witch out of... Would you kick a servant, a priestess... out of your show? Would you fight a priestess in your show? Would you humiliate a priest or priestess? All right, forget the priestess. Would you kick a witch out? The patronist of witches? Would you pick a fight with a witch in a show? The most powerful witch you've ever seen in life? That talks to Jesus Christ Almighty? Would you do that? What would you do when me and my fucking crew roll up on you? I don't know. This is going to be interesting. I don't know what humans do. We're about to find out. That's what they want to do. They want to see. They already know. They want me to witness this shit and tell everyone about it. And that's what I do around here. Okay? I'm just a tell-all. I'm just a tattletale, to be honest. I tell the humans, I tell you guys what it feels like to be in the spirit world. And I tell the spirit world what it feels like to be human. So all day I'm telling you, I am, you know what I mean? I'm a testimony to what it is to be a spirit walking in the flesh, is what I tell. That's the stories. She really was a Holy Spirit. Yeah, I really was. She was human. I really was. I did that shit, bro. I documented the whole thing. It was a crazy experience. These fucking feelings and shit. The things that happen. Tina gone. Fucking Hunger Games. This is bullshit. You also could have power struggles in your life surrounding how you communicate. You're going to make me say something that I don't want to say? I mean, I'm not going to say shit unless God says to say something. I have nothing to say to you. I'm just there because he told me to be there. This trauma response could come from being silenced as a child. Oh, this could be you. We were talking about that. I used to be quiet. I used to be, sort of. I can't hold it in for too long. I can only be likable for too long. I guess I'm not going to be too silent, am I? Silent night. I'm going to take an oath of silence and see if I can do this. I can't do it if I'm taking a friend with me. She's going to be laughing at you too. Your voice is a superpower, and understanding this will help activate it. So says every freaking great leader that came before us, including Mr. Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. But along with that would be Aretha Franklin, who's Black Moon Lilith in Gemini. She lost her mother at 10 years old. She couldn't speak for weeks. She endured so many hardships in her life, including abuse, and it was her voice that brought her out of despair. You may channel your creativity in moodier forms of writing or expression, like myself and Marshall. But I have a dance vibe to it, and that's what killed everybody's vibe, is I'm genre blending, and I am the actual personification of creativity. So when I stepped into this non-creative sinkhole, everybody wanted to, stink up on me. Give me the stink eye is what they did. Anyways, and so that's the really funny part about it is, the meaning of the magical word abracadabra, as he learned from my teachings, is Hebrew for I will create as I speak. What is that? Hold on. Hold on a second. Somebody needed a favor. I don't know if I leave this, it'll come back. Hold on one second. I have to do someone a favor because I am a nice guy sometimes. Apologies. Somebody asked if they could use my phone. I'm like, no, but I can send a text for you. So I did that. Truthfully. Okay, going back to this. Mercury, which is today, Gemini's planetary ruler, is associated with Hermes, the god of knowledge who created alchemy. Again, alchemy. In every culture, you could say it was Hermes, the messenger, the knowledge of God and stuff like that. You could say there's one in every culture. There was a deliverer of such things. I show you in my archangel oracles, fire oracles, all of the different messengers that deliver such things. So, as far as alchemy, you can go back to Radriel, an archangel that taught that. You can go back to Aleister Crowley. You can go back to, there were so many people that delivered it, but this particular time we're talking about Hermes, the god of knowledge who created alchemy. Your voice is the magic wand you use to create your reality. You can alchemize this shadow into light by speaking your truth. Now, I already talked about that. Is like, like, that's what's being called, is like, you always have to speak up for yourself. Going back to Martin Luther King, it's not just his day, it's a way of living that he spoke to his people that seem to have forgotten. It's like, you're supposed to be, and that's Aretha Franklin, Billie Holiday, Tupac Shakur, all of them taught you this. You've long forgotten our ancestors and our forefathers who gave us such rights. You know what I mean? And that's what I said about, Trump the dump. He dumped a lot of bullshit on us, but he at least gave us back our right, our freedom to speech. That means we can speak. As much as he's speaking death upon people, we can speak life. You know what I mean? As much as he's influencing people by the shit that's coming out of his mouth, he's given us the right to do the same thing. To be an influencer. Now and I said, the difference is keeping people, what I proclaimed is, you don't want people looking at you. You keep them looking at God. A look at me attitude is going to get you fucked up in this game. There's nothing to look at. And if you make me look at you, I'm going to tell you who you are. And that's where a lot of you get fucked up with me, is that pride. Be humble. Bitch, be humble. Don't be like Kendrick. Fucking Juneteenth. You be humble about this shit. Why is this a big problem? Why was he's a big problem? First off, he humiliated a man that put him on a throne. Drake came out. Let me remind you what happened here. Drake said something in a verse. Very powerful words. You can't take back your words. But he's been hung for these words, and you guys fucking mutinized him for these words. You didn't know the whole story, and now I think, and if you can't give the man apology, at least step back, because you've already tainted it with your fucking support for the problem. But ultimately, Drake said something about you two plus me are the top three. And what he was referring to, those weren't his words, something like that. What he was referring to was himself, J. Cole, and Kendrick. He said, us three are the top three. And then fucking Kendrick comes back and says, there's no three, just me. He said, nah, bro, you ain't even fucking top nothing. I'm on top of you. He tried to give him flowers, and the motherfucker set his flowers on fire in front of the world. And then he came out with all this diss taping and shit, just dissing him, for all he did was show him, you know what I mean? And they started to go at it. And then J. Cole realized, I shouldn't be doing all this. I'm going to step out quietly. You saw that Drake didn't really keep it going, but fucking Kendrick will not stop. Now, not only that, he did it on a Juneteenth, which is a whole holiday about the release of the oppression of black people. And at this moment, he's not only taking a black person, which there's very few black people that can speak for America, that can be a highlight in America. And so Drake is an American idol. But he's not just that. The fact is that he's, genre blending in the sense of he's a Canadian fucking Jewish guy that we're going to give glory to. And now all of a sudden you want to tear down this black, Jewish, Canadian, American idol on our black holiday in front of in LA, of course, in front of all 99.9% black community, the highest members of the community, is a VIP situation, with your only black supporters of tearing this guy down. Now, you didn't do it once. He really had to keep stabbing him. Like, how many times do you stab a body before the body's dead? Meaning, how many times did he play that song? 5 times. In the practice of ritual magic, you know what I mean? Repetition is what makes it. You know what I mean? So in the sense of, he just kept fucking, stabbing, kicking a dead horse. As if. Why would he do such things? Cain and Abel, jealousy, envy. Why would you tear down somebody to make yourself look better? Because you really are just jealous of that person. You want to be bigger than that person. So you gang up against that person. You and all your little fucking rapper black homeboys like Dr. Dre and everyone else that showed up at that fucking Coliseum. And you attack one man on a black holiday, an American fucking, the biggest fucking stadium. You go and spend this whole fucking show to attack him. And you want us to be proud of you standing for America at the Super Bowl? Bro, I would never. I have no respect for you. Our ancestors don't. The day that you did that was the day that hip-hop died, bro. And it won't be the same. It was full division right there. You created a hip-hop war. Because what? Because you were warring inside about some words. So you had to go and try to destroy somebody with your words. But did any of that stick? Sticks and stones, bitch. And that's why you're still playing it out. You still got more words on it. You still got to talk about it. You're all up on Drake's dick. You want to have Drake's baby, bro. Like, for reals, bro. You couldn't accept that you had your own flow and shit, and that he was, you know, he was a harder flow than yours. So you had to fucking try to flow all over him. Bro, you're a fucking toilet bowl. A whole ass turd. Whole ass turd. No respect. And anybody, and that's how simplistic it is your supporters are turds. They're turds. Seriously. Anybody that listens, that as soon as that song comes on the radio, I ain't never heard a fucking lyric. Not one. Why? Because we're not alike, bro. We're not alike, bro. Nothing about that resonates with me. That whole performance, dude, that was... On the other hand, I will listen to MGK and fucking Marshall go right back at each other back in all day. Listen to you guys' hit. I'll listen to other people. Because it was... demure. You have no class, bro. That was the most low class shit I ever did see ever. And then for Marshall to support it, he deserves a Grammy. Oh, so says a hater. A hater supports a hater. All the way. All the way. That's what you do. That battle rapping is because you can't really battle. So you just want to rap and say all this, you know, clever wordplay to try to hurt people with your words. You ain't got no... Are you hurting? And Marshall knows it. I'll tell you, you're down, little boy. You might be the oldest, but you can be the smallest if I fucking point at you. That's all of them. Bitch, be humble, bro. Be fucking humble and stop running your mouth with all that bullshit. That's what I told Marshall today. He posted some bullshit about he was on Complex. I was like, I read you like a book. Real page turner. Turn the page. Jimmy Turner. Was that a futuristic fucking vibe? Was that a futuristic fucking flow? In essence, you know, where did he get it from? Me. He steals all his fucking flow from everybody. He has to watch the new guys to see what's new with the guys. Because he's an old guy. Take it easy, Grandpa. You going on... They're taking the fucking... What is this called? The retirement fucking crew? The fucking bucket list? They're gonna have their bucket list fucking tour. That's what you call it. The bucket list. Drop a dime in the bucket! Buckethead. Going back to it, yeah. They're all powerful till you realize they're fucking powerless in their motherfucking feelings. And that's really what it is. It's like, you gotta stand up, dude. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. That's what it is. What are we supposed to be out here doing? Are we really supposed to go fight Trump and all these people that support the bullshit? Nah! There's a lot of those fucking people that God created. Not us. Not over here. We're supposed to love people through the bullshit that God created. That's it. All you need is love. That's all they need from us, bro. They don't need our fucking... We're not pushing beliefs and shit. We're not pushing shit on them. Offer some love. Offer some support. Offer some enthusiasm. Offer them an idea of what God's doing in your life is what I told you to do. So don't be like all self-imposed and like, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Fucking Russ. Oh, God, please don't make me look at you again. It's been so nice and quiet. Yeah, this fucking Jack in the Box is going to pop out. It's him again. I'm out with a brand new album. God, don't look at him. Look at God, guys. Look at God. Look at what God's doing in his life. He's lying. He's a big fat lie. That's not real. Let me tell you what God's really doing. And that's just it. Going back to Trump, don't look at him, guys. Don't. Let me tell you what God's doing in our lives. Stop worrying about him. Stop worrying about the Kardashians. Who gives a shit about P. Diddy? Who gives a shit about your baby daddy, bro? God's got you. God's gonna get all of them, and then he's gonna make you sit at some dumbass show and watch them dingle hoppers fucking perform for you. Hey, Marshall, you gonna do a Denver show? I guess you're better than Russ. You really could sell out stadiums. Doesn't mean you're brave enough to do Red Rocks. Ooh. I love you. Hey, talk to you later. Feminine shadow work. Your words, my words, can be polarizing, but that's the path. That's my path of this lifetime: is to create. Abracadabra, abracadabra. I'm about to reach in his bag bra and to show you all his childhood trauma. I love you, Marshall. That's why he's got to come clean before I clean him out. Love you, buddy. The rest of them, damn it, what are we gonna do with these boys? I've been saying that since the beginning. What are we gonna do with these boys? I don't know. Don't allow other people's reactions to dim your light. I mean, what the fuck are you gonna say? You have no words. You're silenced of the lambs. That's why Bobby can't talk. He can't say shit. What's he gonna say? I had a good time. I don't care. What the fuck is tree? What are any of these people gonna say to me when I shine my light? Shine bright like a I mean, when I light my candle. What if they don't let me in? Why would they deny me entrance? Why? They have the right to refuse service. Why wouldn't they not? That makes them look weaker than weak. But anyways, what you gonna say? You're gonna act like you don't see me in the crowd? Pussy ass. You ain't got no power. You're gonna shoot me. You're gonna beat me up. You're gonna tell somebody to do something to the priestess, to God's anointed. I don't think this is gonna go well. You shouldn't be thinking like that. Don't allow other people's reactions to dim your light. Start a practice each day to set boundaries. Speak your truth and say no when you need to. Yeah, I'm saying no all the time. That's why I said, no, you can't use my phone. She's like, can she hang out in your room? Nope. No, are you fucking kidding me? I'm opening up the gates of hell and heaven at the same exact time in here. No, my kids are anointed to be here present for such things, but typically I got to do this outside where it's safe, if in the far village of somewhere else, unless they tell me to. No, I'm not going to put your daughter in the fucking gates of hell. She's going to walk around here fucking smelling like fucking swass. Divine masculine shadow work. You love outspoken people, but they can also trigger you. Do you love me? Do I trigger you? Do you trigger me? I don't know. Bang, bang. I shut you down. Understand how the balancing communication in a relationship with others is an important lesson. I really, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. Just being honest. I'm tired of your stupid ass feelings. You're so fucking sensitive. I gotta watch everything. I mean, I do. I censor your sensitive fucking feelings until I'm literally censoring my existence. And then I'm like, I gotta get out of here. Why? Because you guys are so stupid. You're full of fucking lies. Understanding how to balance communication in relationships. I keep looking back at that relationship. I saw her again today. She ain't talking to me. That's some bullshit. What the fuck am I supposed to say to you? Was there a better way to say that? How was I supposed to approach that? You'll never know until you're in that position, bro. And you could say, oh, well, what I would have said. Well, then come here and tell me. And let me see you do this. Let me see you talk to a stranger and tell them. You know what I mean? And that's it. Like, fuck. Oh, well. Fuck. Conflict and arguments may come your way. Go ahead. Don't allow others to suppress your voice. I'm number 7. I just want to point that out. My job called me right before I came in here. And that was awesome. They're like, why didn't you go to work? I was like, I was tired. They're like, okay, we were just checking on you. I was like, that was very nice of you. And they're like, yeah, we wanted to. What happened with the guy? I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense why you're checking on me. I had this guy threaten to beat my ass, and then I didn't show up to work the next day. So yeah, you probably are wondering if I'm okay. That makes sense. No, I'm okay. Let me explain what had happened. You know what I mean? And that's what had happened. She's like, well, what happened? I was like, well, he said he had a blunt, and I flipped out on him and started talking shit about his mama. And he said he was going to whip my ass. And so, I called the boss because I know the boss, and they showed up, and they handled it quite lovely. It's like, yeah, they wanted me to check on you because you didn't show up. I was like, oh, that's really nice. She's like, well, they're going to have shifts this weekend, so make sure you get some rest, and we'll see you this weekend. I was like, okay. And I said that in my video last night. I was like, they're not going to not. You know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't have signed up for something I couldn't do. But at that moment, I thought I could do what I didn't think I could do. I don't know. I thought I could do it. But I'll be ready for the next trip. And that was it, too. It's like, I had to stand up to that dude. I mean, I didn't. I couldn't mind my own business and not say shit about shit. But no, I have to say some shit. And yeah, like, that was very close to getting myself punched. But again, I've been part of going back to what I said is domestic violence. I'll make you want to punch me. Are you going to? I don't know. I'm going to have to take it if I did, and I'm going to have to be like, well, you pushed them. Okay, but is it okay? And I walked around in domestic violence for a long time thinking it was my fault. I pushed them too far. Because I really do. I'll be the most submissive bitch for so long. And then I can't take it anymore, and I'll just talk all kinds of shit until you lay me out. Wonder why I'm single. I mean, pretty much. No, that's not really true, because even that, I'm looking at what happened with Tree, bro. It's like, I kept telling you to leave me alone. I kept talking shit. I kept telling you. You wouldn't fucking stop. And I had to fucking swing on your bitch ass. You know what I mean? It's like, I tell you people until I have to become, you know what I mean, the most less desirable version of myself in this form, which is the Kali. Because you don't understand the Kali. And, you know, yeah, I have to do it. So, going back to it is, conflict. It's always conflict. It's always fucking chaos. It really is. When you walk in your truth, it's conflict and chaos. You're eliminating it, but you're still walking yourself through it. Just me being me creates nothing but conflict and chaos around. Simple shit. As soon as I introduce myself to somebody, I am the High Priestess Phoenix. What does that mean? I'm a servant of God, but under definition, I'm a witch? What? Your mind automatically goes to a negative place where you start judging me and don't want to hear much more. Or you want to hear more only so you can judge harder. You know what I mean? Like, you don't... Ew. Leave me alone. Fuck. Conflict and arguments may come your way. Don't allow others to... Nobody's keeping me quiet, bro. I didn't come this far fucking being quiet, dude, and that's what got me in all this shit. It's like, why can't you just shut up? Because too many people have had to shut up. You shut the fuck up. God created me with a fucking voice. He wants me to speak his truth, dude. And that's it. I don't give a shit how it fucking makes you fucking feel. Deal with those feelings. I'm tired of you putting your feelings on me and the rest of the world. What is the difference between Jesus and Lucifer? Jesus could cope with them. It doesn't mean he didn't have feelings. And they try to say he didn't have a wife to eliminate the fact that he had passion and desire for a woman as well. You couldn't be a priest and have passion and desire for a woman. So they said that Jesus didn't have such feelings and he never had a wife. He only had a prostitute. Shut up! You only have a prostitute, and probably a prostitute. Sorry, I'm a little angry. Somebody call. I'm not. I'm just built up with the fire of truth and justice. And that's really what it is. The Archangel Michael's fucking sword, the Queen of Swords speaks truth, bro. Going back to yesterday's card, what was it? The Eight of Wands is truth. Robin Hood, we fight. And that's what you got to understand. My goddess form. They came to the goddess for protection and love and fight. Speaking your truth is going to put a fucking arrow on your back, but God's the one that's, you know what I mean? That sword is going to protect you. People can run their mouth all fucking day about me, but it ain't true. And when people realize that they're telling lies, they lose all fucking credibility about everything they ever said before me. I thought you said. You didn't say that she was a whole fucking prophet, bro. You didn't say that any of this. You said she was crazy, bro. What have you got us into? You didn't say she fucking works for God, bro. You didn't say she does magic. You didn't say that she's a whole priestess, bro. What are we into? And that's it. It's like you left that part out, right? You only wanted to tell him what you were afraid of. You didn't tell him what to really be afraid of, which is God, and that I'm all about God, and that's all I do. I'm a godly-ass bitch, but I'm the dark goddess in that sense. Like, you're in a little bit of trouble here. But in essence, what is the difference between Lucifer and fucking, Jesus? Is Jesus learned to endure the flesh, and he showed you how to by keeping your focus on God. Lucifer didn't. He fell to his feelings, all of them. You say they're devil feelings. You know what I mean? No, we all have those feelings. But we learn to not become, you know what I mean, consumed by them to where they suck us into a dark place of isolation and loneliness and cut off from all beings. All he wanted was it wasn't the showdown. It was not even what the story says. I mean, yeah, it was a great show. It's not like God didn't know it was going to happen. It's like a surprise party that God knew was happening. Everybody knew. Did you know that Lucifer's trying to he's gonna come fight you? Did you know Lucifer's putting together? Yeah, I know. Let him have fun. I know. And he knew what was happening. Same with, do you know what Lilith's doing? I know it. I'm watching her. I know what she's doing. She's having a hard time with her feelings. And that's pretty much it. It's like, what happened? God kept putting himself into beings until he could figure out how to do it, until he could find the right way to do it. Ultimately, we are God. We are his creations. We are little gods. We are his little seeds. We have all of this, and he's trying to show us how to harness it and not let it consume us. All of the good with all of the bad. Going back to it, God is not bad, but he had to be all of those things that you deem as evil. He was very wrathful. He's very jealous. He's very, vindictive and conniving. He always knew that he was going to destroy people when he put people out there like that. He knew what he was doing. He plays very, very devious games with his, in his works. And that's where it is, as I told you. It's like the more I understand me, the more I have understanding for God, because I am nothing more than goddess. I am his daughter. And so he wants you to do that. But the problem is, and that's what happened. He's like, you're going to be my little god and goddess, right? Adam and Lilith. So we get here and we're filled with God. We're just filled with God and God's kingdom. We are God in God's kingdom. We're going to be great gods. That's not what happened. It was his first creation of humans. What happened? Rebellion. We did as we weren't told, or we did the opposite of what we were told, as all children do. That's it. There was consequences, but he didn't stop loving us. And then the more he created, the more people he created, the better the more he molded them into better little gods. Then he got to Jesus. This is going to be my son. You will be known as my son, and you will show them what it means to have God inside of you. You will tell them, okay. And he showed you. There was one, but there wasn't just one, because you had you had many servants of God like that. He used regular people to show them how to harness God inside. Right? They did change completely. He even gave them new names. He changed them completely to show what God was. Right? We're all God. We're all just trying to play God. But he wants us to play God like Jesus played God. Is the point. Jesus got it right. He got it right. In the sense of God made him the right way, so that he could show us the right way. He didn't know who or what he was and how important he would be for the world. He just lived that way. He was created that way. But from birth, he had a heavy calling on his life that I'm not sure if he knew his whole life. Did Mother Mary tell him his whole life that he was I think if he did, he would have rebelled like all children do. Going back to every princess movie, I don't want to marry that guy. 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 Like, that is just forever a thing in us women. I don't want to marry that guy. In the sense of a real powerful woman never wanted to submit to a man. But yet they wanted to choose the man for you. This would be a great fit for you. I don't think so. I like that guy. And I like the stable guy. The stable boy. Get it? That was a really good one. The stable boy. That was a good one. So, the difference is how you handle your feelings. You can be a Lucifer or a Christ, depending on how you're going to handle it. It doesn't mean that you don't get feelings. It's just how do you handle it. And that goes back to alchemizing it, is what we use as the word is like Jesus had all those feelings inside of him. He cried. A grown-ass man in his 40s was out there crying in the woods to an invisible God, saying, help me, show me, feed me, bathe me, provide for me. And all God kept singing is all these dirty-ass, broken-ass, sinner-ass people asking him for shit all the time. Yeah, sure. Whatever my dad says. He did it for me, he could do it for you, yeah. In the sense of, until what? Until God hung his ass? Oh, gosh. But the whole point is he showed us, you know what I mean? That no matter what, we can be a good God. And that's the fault in Jesus. They're like, he was just a man. Yeah, so was Pac. So was Kobe. So is Trump. But they're gods to some people. Some of them are benevolent, good gods. The people that support Trump, they see him as a good guy. They see him as their leader. They see him as, their provider, their protector. He's there to fight their battles for them. He's here to make their lives better. That's how we looked at, our gods. I don't feel like that about him. I don't think he doesn't do any of that for me. Right? But I can honor that he's got a power given by God to be God to other people. And that's weird, but it's true. They watched this weird-ass video about Kim Jong-un and the whole oppression of that country. And it's like, they can't stand up to this man. They're too afraid. They don't have a voice. And for how long have they been like this? Like, you know what I mean? They were making jokes about him eating. It's like, he was such a fucked up Joe Bartolozzi. He was like, how can you be a fat leader and your whole country is starving? I was like, dude, there are so many cases of that. Look at our own current country. Look at how fat Trump is. And yet we can't afford groceries. He's fat, bro. He's fat, bro. He's definitely 250 plus. That guy's fat as fuck. But the rest of our country is starving. Right? Then you go back to Marie Antoinette. You know what I mean? You go back to these fucking leaders like, what? Yeah, bro. And then you're like, what? Yeah, bro. But in the sense of, there's those people that, put these people and make them their gods. And they're not ours, but we can't persecute the person that is in power. And we can't persecute the people that believe in that power. All we can do is empower people to believe in to believe in God. Believing in other people right now is only going to get you let down. Until all of us start walking in in a Christ consciousness, then we're no more than flesh. That's it. Jesus walked in the Spirit. His prophets walked in the Spirit. The prophets, we walk in the Spirit. There's a lot of people that are spiritual and teach spirituality and speak of spirituality, but do they walk in the Spirit of... They want me to pull out my Bible. Okay, hold on. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Psalms 37:4. This is my Bible case. Yes, I was a Bible reader. On top of everything else. I got this as a wedding gift. I'm very divorced. Oh, my white feather's in here. Oh, wow. Hold on. All my feathers are in here. Ooh. Ooh. I have them everywhere. Why? Because I am awesome. Look at all my feathers. That one is a crane. There's a crow. Look at them all, right? Yeah, these are just some of them, bro. I have feather offerings everywhere. Look at this one. This one's really pretty. Do you see the translation of it? Look at it. It looks like a heart, doesn't it? What is that? Turkey? I don't know. I really don't know. I think this one's an owl. I'm pretty sure this is an owl. You know what this one is? Another one. Yup. I've gotten them. Look at this one. This one's really cool. Isn't that pretty? I think it's a duck. duck, duck, goose. Obviously, my black feather. I got these all of these ones came from, most of them from my trip to, Yuma. Isn't that beautiful? This was the last feather that I got before I left. The white one. Isn't that beautiful? It came from a crane. They were in, we kept going to a specific place, a lake, where I would sit every day. And it was in the water, and my daughter helped me pull it out. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, that was in Ephesians. I had that walk in the light. This is not what I was going to read. I'll go back to this. I'm going to read you Galatians 5, Colossians, Timothy. Hold on one second. Maybe it is right here. Yeah, it's right before Ephesians. Galatians 5:22. The fruits of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. That's what it means to walk in the Spirit. To walk in the flesh is to walk in idolatry, sorcery, hatred, contention, jealousies, outbursts of wrath, selfish ambitions, distensions, heresies, envy, murder, drunkenness, rivalries, and the likes of which I can tell you beforehand, just as I also told you in a time past, that those who practice such things will not inherit the kingdom of God. Does that mean in the afterlife? No, it means here. Don't you want to walk in through heaven on earth? But the fruits of the Spirit, which we just spoke, and I'll give you again, is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such there's no law. And those who are Christ have crucified the flesh with its passions and its desires. And that's what you'll see is, you know what I mean? It's not that I don't have, you know what I mean, need, or I don't covet things. I don't want things, and I don't feel things. It's that I have to crucify those, you know what I mean? In the sense of self-control. How do I do that? With gentleness, with a faithfulness, with a kindness, with an understanding, you know what I mean? Simple shit like last night. I'm jamming, and then I look up and it's like, I ain't got no cigarettes. It's time to go to bed. Or you could keep jamming and do all this stuff. It's like, nah, I'll just give in to the spirit of what it is and, you know, live to fight another day. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Let us not become conceited, provoking one another, envying one another. And that's what it is. It's like we're not supposed to, you know. Now, over here, as I said, walking in the Spirit, I turn to this page where all my feathers are, and it says, walk in light, walk in wisdom. Then it goes, marriage, Christ and the church, children and parents. All the words. Do we really want to get in that deep? Let's talk about walking in the light. For you were once darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Meaning, yeah, bro, I was a whole ass, all kinds of fucked up shit. But now I am a light of the Lord. Walk as children of the light. And I'm a whole ass kid out here. For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness, righteousness, and truth. Find out what is acceptable to the Lord. Finding out what is acceptable to the Lord. And that's what it is. It's like, I know that I'm right with God because I feel all right when you know what I mean, when I do these things. And you're not going to make me, you can't judge me, for God has told me. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather expose them. That's it. Don't fucking, you know what I mean? When you realize that you're around faulty shit, not only do you not partake in it, but you make them aware that this is some faulty shit. What happened in that studio? Terrell, over $25. There was more going on, but it was over $25. Guess how much the ticket is for this weekend show? $25 at the door. What was it? After $400 of me giving him my money, me giving them all this, after thousands of dollars of everything, it came down to a showcase. Terrell says he's having a showcase. where this is what he advertises to me. He says, I'm going to have a showcase. This is a great place for networking. All the artists come in. They have you can perform 3 songs. Everybody goes live. It's a great place to get other people, they'll go live, and then their followers can see you perform and vice versa. It's a great opportunity. He's like, great. He's like, I'll sign you up. It's $25. Cash at me. Cool. So I send him the money. But when I show up, it's me and 2 other artists, and there's not a host, there's nothing going on. We wait for over an hour, and there's nothing, nobody shows up. And so the other artist leaves, and I end up going into the studio where Tree is currently having a session with Raj. And I'm like, I sent him a message, I was like, well, I'm pretty sure everyone else is probably more mad than me, but I'm going to need a refund. And he's like, what's going on? I was like, well, there was no show, so I'm going to need a refund. He's like, you're going to need to talk to Mike about that. I was like, what are you talking about? You're the one that set me up for this, and there was no show. He's like, there's no refunds, girl. I said, you're going to burn me over $25? Like, this is just faulty, bro. If you say you're going to handle, there's a business handle, and I pay for a business handle, and there ain't no handle, then you're just, what, I'm just getting handled? And I called them all out. And that's where this started. Was over $25. I was like, you ain't shit. You're going to burn me over $25? You're going to act all stupid over $25? Yeah, and that's where this all started. For it is shameful even to speak of those things which are done by them in secret. But all things that are exposed are made manifested by the light. For whatever makes manifest is light. Therefore, he says, awake, you who are asleep. Arise from the dead, and Christ will give you light. Meaning, walk yourself out of the hells you've created, the self-imposed prisons. Walk out, and God will tell you where to walk. But you've got to walk yourself out. As the goddess of hell, I give you the keys. I am the gatekeeper. I give you the keys to. I know my way to heaven, and I've always known my way. And I'm here to show you the way. But you have to take the steps. Walk in wisdom. Where are we at for those that want to read the Bible? We're in Ephesians 5:15. See then that you walk in circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Therefore, do not be unwise, but understand what the will of the Lord is. Meaning, what do you want me to do today? Do not be drunk with wine, in which is dissipation, but be filled with the Spirit, speaking to one another in psalms and in hymns and in spiritual songs, singing and making melodies in your heart to the Lord, giving thanks always for all good things to God the Father, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, submitting to one another in the fear of God. I'm going to stop there. It's what it's talking about, is being the light. You know what I mean? What does it mean to be the light? To be a light worker, to be Christ-like? It's just to do that. To speak from your heart. And it is hard. You know what I mean? As much as the outsiders wanted to hear about a savior because they were outside of the church, and then some, you know what I mean? Somebody came and said that they could still, the church said to these people that, and they're, stop, please. The church said to these people, we're talking about outside of, the temples, that these people would not see the kingdom of God. And here a Savior comes and says that they have all access to God, for God lives within them, and the Holy Spirit is all around us. And you can have this relationship. So those that didn't have God were so grateful to receive God from this man. But those that were trying to limit God, and this man came out limitless with all of God's power and giving it to everyone, baptizing them and giving them all of the spirits and prophecies and the ability to speak with God, they didn't like him so much. He took away their power. He showed that they weren't real. He showed that by just speaking his truth and his praises to our Father. And that's what this is all about, you know what I mean? Liberating your truth. When you speak truth, the liars are going to attack you. But their lies have no power. You do not defend your truth, for the defender defends you. I don't have to prove to you I'm shit. You gotta spend all day trying to prove to us that you are what the fuck you say you are. Right, Marshall? At 52 motherfucking years old, you're still trying to prove to us that you're the biggest, baddest rapper of America. Are you proving it to us or to yourself at 52? What do you guys think? In the essence, and that's Russ trying to prove to himself something else. That's Lewis. Lewis and your receding ass hairline. Your receding ass hairline, bro. Fucking 40-year-old fucking 40-year-old virgin. I was like, he's a virgin. No, he's at those bathhouses. Dirty ass. Anyways, you fucking freak. You're such a freak. You fucking freak. Who are you trying to prove it to? Yourself. Nobody gives a fuck. We already think highly of you. You just want us to think higher. Because why? Because you think so little of yourself. I don't know. God loves you. Why isn't that enough? No, I want the people to love you. They fucking love you. What else do you want? What is the difference between Marshall and Russ at this point? Oh, did I just dumb you down? No, you dumbed yourself down, dummy. In the sense of your attention-seeking behaviors. Are you not doing the same actions that he's doing for the same results as all of them? What do you gain from being, you know what I mean, greatest in the world? I mean, you're going to be like, what, Kanye? Everybody's going to talk about you? So what? You just want people to talk about you all the time. But yet you don't want people to talk about you. You want everybody to look at you, but you don't want nobody to look at you. You think I'm crazy. Have you met my twin flame? You might want to heal that. Which one? All of you! You all have these problems. What? What is your problem? God? God is your problem. He's my problem too. What's the problem? You just gotta love him and listen to him. Be obedient. Stop being a fucking Lucifer. And stop fucking being an asshole about your feelings. Nobody loves me. God doesn't love me. The people don't love me. God made me a freak. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's how all of us feel. You think the aliens? No, they feel love. They know you're a freak. I think you're the freak. I think you're freaky. You're super freaky. What am I supposed to do with all these feathers? I just closed up my Bible. I guess that was not a coincidence. There's no such thing. I mean, if you haven't noticed, they're really... Look at that one. Isn't that pretty? I know. I have all kinds, dude. I have a whole feather altar somewhere else. That one's really pretty. Look at that. That was super pretty. Where's that other one that was gray and black? Dude, we'd be all in the mix. Aren't they beautiful? God created them so pretty. Look at that. So this one's like gray, 50 Shades of Gray, and then it gets grayer. Look at that. Aren't they pretty? This is what God gives me as gifts. This is how I know I made it. You're like, damn, that's it? Yeah, what do you expect him to give you? Why isn't this enough? Something beautiful. Why can't something beautiful be enough? Look at how many I have. You know how many people never even see a hawk? They talk to me. Look at that. Aren't they beautiful? That was my ascension. Ooh, look at this one. It's so pretty. I have a whole thing, dude. You think I have so many of these, dude? It's going to be the most beautiful headdress. Wow, it's pretty. All right, so our shadow is speaking your truth, but believe me, it's not easy. But, you know, you got to do it. And that's it. Me talking about my family, talking about my fucking friends, talking about, that's what God said, your little friends are going to be there. I said, you're not nice. Remember, you thought they were your friends. That's what I thought. Damn, how humiliating. In the essence of, it's not easy. It's so much easier to live a lie. Everybody wants to be lied to. You really don't want to know what I'm thinking. You really don't want to. You say you want to know the truth, but you can't handle the truth. And the example is you don't walk in it, or you don't talk it either. You just want to, you know what I mean? I don't know what you really want. I don't think you really want the truth. Give me what I want. What do we got? Serendipity. That's a nice one. I feel like we've pulled this before. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to... no, you're just going to stare at that. Why? Because I'm going into... I saw a sleep chamber. We're going into the Pleiadian book. What's the book called? It's the Pleiadian workbook. What page are we on? I have it turned down on page... Turned down for what? 54. What's going on in this book? This book is telling you about this whole awakening that's happening, the end of time and the beginning of time. Oh, yeah, manifestations. Infinity is always trying to sell her fucking her subliminal channel. And she said, this is the best way for me for manifesting. Again, talking about Hermes and stuff, it's like, yeah, you can have a vision, and you can have ideas, and you can speak all that good shit, but if you don't take action, nothing manifests. You could feed your brain good shit all day, right? And that's prayers and stuff and devotions, but to walk in it, that's when the magic happens. There's no magic until you make it happen. You have to walk in it. And for you, I'm seeing Lewis, you're not making anything happen. You're walking in the same bullshit you've always walked in. You're not magical. You're not walking into anything new. You just changed your clothes. Hopefully you changed your underwear too. For nearly 500 years, the temples of the goddess were strong in many of the new Atlantean lands. Male and female temples alike presented and held the sacred teachings of Melchizedek, Thoth, and Alora. And they also expanded their teachings to include the local archetypical deities and spiritual practices. Teaching about male and female roles, spiritual initiation, Ka temples, and healing practices, and spiritual evolution soared in Egypt, Greece, and parts of Central and South America. Not all of the tribes in the other locations were affected by the astral pollution. Some remained pure and humble, but a polarizing of light and dark was definitely building. Around 5,000 years ago, the Lyrans, here's another example. Lucifer can't work alone, but all he can work is your feelings. Who's Lucifer? Anyone antichrist, bitch. People don't work alone. They don't work alone, but all they can work is your feelings. And if you get into your feelings, then they have control over you. Going back to magical attacks, psychic attacks, all of this. I'm trying to get to the root of the problem, which is your feelings. If we could just deal with your feelings, then nobody else will have power over you. That means when they push these feelings on, their feelings onto you, you don't get into yours. Because that's all they're doing all fucking day, is projecting their feelings onto you. You're fine until you go around people and they bother you. We can't not go around people. We have to learn how to not be bothered. And that's what we're trying to do. Okay? I just want to point this out. The Lyrans. What is that? Another one of God's creations that, thought that they were bigger than God? There's so many of you. Does it really matter? Can we go back to human versions? It doesn't matter. You think you're bigger than all beings, and you're Elon Musk, you're Donald Trump, you're fucking Marshall Mathers, you're fucking Lewis Hamilton, you're fucking Tom Brady, whoever, pick one. You all think you're God and you're trying to be gods over, mankind, but you're just another man, just kind of like all the rest of them. Anyways, the Lyrans and their colleagues who had been converted to the Dark Brotherhood. Meaning what? Meaning Lucifer, misery loves company. You can't start an army without some soldiers. So, how do you get people to get on your side? You make them believe the same bullshit you believe. Meaning what? If we could take over humanity, and we can be their gods. God's not letting you take over his children. But it's the same thing as, from Lucifer to the Lyrans to other, I'm not going to snitch them all out, many, many times. It's like the bad guy doesn't win, but it doesn't mean that there's not bad guys out here that are thinking that they can win by doing some bad shit. They saw it somewhere. They're like, we can do it. In the sense of, if you're already upset about something, and then somebody tries to rally that upsetness for a good cause, then you're probably down with it. Like, yeah, I hate Trump. Let's go to the Trump protest. Okay, now you're with other people that are, a different type of energy, and now you're being consumed by this hateful energy. You went to go hate on somebody. You're protesting, which means you're acting out of hate. No, I'm acting out of love. No, you're not. What are you loving? You're hating half of our country that voted for this guy. Did you guys not see? Did you not see the numbers? He wants to say he won by a landslide, but we were completely devised. It wasn't so much more If anything, it was just a little bit more of them than us. So you're going to take on half our... That's what the Civil War is. Us versus them. How about no? How about no? How about no? Just let them rule. Just let them have their time in the spotlight. You don't have to tear them down and say they're bad people because they believe in this ruler. And that goes back to the Nazis. You know what I mean? There's lots of people that were nothing more than honorable fucking soldiers, that their children's were cursed just because this person had a job for a country that ended up, you know what I mean, not doing the best things for their country. Leave these people alone. Right? Just leave them alone. In the sense of you acting in your feelings because they're acting in their feelings doesn't make any of this better. Let's deal with our feelings while everyone's going crazy in theirs. And then we can start helping people how to deal with their feelings so they're not acting all crazy in their feelings like this. That's all I can say. Had been converted to the Dark Brotherhood, began to reincarnate in various spots around the world. Their main objective was to infiltrate the areas of the more spiritually advanced cultures and to incite war and destruction against them. Though this took place gradually over time, the planet experienced many shifts in the ruling forces of the people. Cycles of light and darkness occurred in Egypt, Greece, Europe, and Central America. The Dark Brotherhood killed, destroyed, raped, and established their rule. Then the forces of light rebelled and overthrew them. This cycle happened repeatedly. Has it happened in North America? No. But again, this is just, we're repeating time. It ends now, but it's got to be an ending. Earth as a whole always maintained alignment with the light, the supreme beings, also called the Spirit of Oneness, and the higher council of 12. However, Earth's population has undergone many changes with respect to the balance of power. Interestingly enough, the majority of people on Earth have always believed in love and goodness, but they have remained weak and ineffectual against the intimidation of governmental and religious forces who operate for the purpose of control. The population of Earth has, for the most part, felt powerless to affecting the ruling classes for a long time, and that's North Korea. It's one man. It's one man. But they'd have to go against their country and their people and everything that, you know what I mean, to take back their power. This is the greatest paradox on Earth. One reason for this fear and powerlessness is the fourth and fifth dimensional astral control by Lucifer, the Lyrians, here they go, and the Nibiruns and the Anunnaki. This explanation in depth in Barbara Hand-Clow's book, The Pleiadian Agenda. What is important for you to know at this time is that you have the power and the ability to break free of psychic control of these astral beings, meaning your wicked thoughts. The information and process is in the rest of this workbook will guide and assist you in doing just that. When certain groups first came to inhabit Earth about 150,000 years ago, a large meeting of collective consciousness, including the Pleiadians, Andromedans, Etheric Guides, and Devic kingdoms, was held. It was decided that the hierarchical structure would be created that will allow as much room for trust and security as possible. This was due to past experiences among the new Earth arrivals with the betrayal by members of the higher realms and deep-seated self-doubt. The self-doubt was the main impetus for the group, I don't know what that word means, to demand rulership. The new Earth dwellers simply did not trust themselves to make important decisions and be sovereign. Their request was met by the hierarchies, who agreed that when the time came for a supreme being to be appointed for your planet, there would be a structure of descending spiritual authority with the power to override any decision made by the supreme being. The most immediate structure under the supreme being would be the higher council of 12. Its mediumship would consist of 4 delegates, each from the Pleiades, Sirius, and the neighboring galaxies of Andromeda. All of the members would be highly involved light beings, unless the higher council of 12 agreed by the consensus. Okay, they're showing me the Bible and the 4 horsemen. Okay. And that's probably why they didn't have human form and looked all like that, because they were not human. Unless the higher council of 12 agreed by the consensus with an order from the supreme being, the decision in question would be overridden. This was the people of Earth the people of Earth would know, at least subconsciously, that they were free of the possibility of corruption in the spiritual hierarchy. There would even be a double safeguard within the structure of the higher council. At least two members of different origins would be responsible for each area of authority in the next lower realm. For example, in the areas of giving instructions to and overseeing the work of the healing angels, one Pleiadian and one Andromedan would overlap in their responsibilities, and neither could do anything about which the other disagreed. This type of structure still exists through all the higher dimensional offices and groups. The planetary belief is that a need for authorities to rule and make important decisions for you must now be cleared. You are ready to, I'm going to stop right after this, become fully responsible sovereign beings. The existence of so much corruption in government is a product of the lack of trust and self-trust still on Earth. As the Age of Light, also called the Age of Enlightenment, unfolds, it will become increasingly important to end patriarchal systems of government and to return true power to the people. That's it. This is the end of it. Let it finish. Let this whole fucking, this government that they've created fall apart. He's tearing it apart. The whole structure of what we created as a government. We didn't even know that somebody could do such a thing until he came in there. Let's just see. We got to find out what our weaknesses are through him. Those who are not capable of handling this responsibility without bringing harm to another can be kept from posing a threat with a group decision-making process. No elected officials will preside. Roles such as meeting facilitators, reporters, and any others required to rotate among the members who are willing to serve in that capacity. In this way, one person or a small contingent can never assume authority over others. And that's it. No more. In the fifth, and that's what Jesus proclaimed, he set you free. In the fifth sacred thing by Starhawk, a wonderful utopian model is given for this type of rule, which is truly of the people, by the people, for the people. I'm going to stop there. We're like really deep in it. This is all happening. You're like, I want to read this. Read it. Read it as fast as you can. But don't just read it. Apply it. I share everything that's with you, that's given to me to give to you, so that you can take it and do good things too. Yeah, we're rhyming. But ultimately, there's a difference. And that goes back to me talking shit to Boho. You can read all of this. You can read the Bible front to back. But if you don't walk in it, you're not spiritual, bro. You're not walking in the spirit. You're just religious. There's a huge difference between religious people and spiritual people. Spiritual people walk in a spirit. We move in a spirit. We are spirit. Religious people study religions religiously. And as they said, they persecute using fear of the name of the religion, in the name of the religion that they're proclaiming. They do not, religion, if you go back to most of these studies, including our Holy Bible, it is nothing more than rules to how you should live your life accordingly. And according to the religious leaders, if you don't follow this law, you will not inherit the kingdom of God. But I just read to you from that book the truth, which says you walk in the spirit, not in the flesh. They're telling you to make your flesh look like spirit. That's not true. They're lies. But it doesn't mean that the book is. The way they interpret the book is a lie. And that's what it goes back to these fake spiritualists. They know what the books say, and they're using it to manipulate you. Let's go back to your government officials. They know what the laws are, and they're using them to control you out of fear. All of this is out of fear because you won't do anything. If we keep you scared, you won't rise up against us. Are we supposed to rise up? I don't know. That's where you got to go know your spirit. You know, are you a Lieutenant Dan that you're just going to go in a blaze of fire, but God really wants you to live and have a beautiful life that never's been given to your family before? Think about Lieutenant Dan. He was a long line of soldiers. His father's father had died in every great American war. Why did you save me? I was destined to die there. You were destined to live. It's going to be a hard life because nobody in your family has ever lived this life. But you're going to have what nobody in your family ever had. Not a glorious death, but a glorious life. And then I see Forrest. Mama. That's it. Mama always had a way of explaining things to me. And that's God. But if you're looking to these people that are, you know what I mean, trying to be gods, it's all not good. Sorry, Marshall, but, you know, you gotta fix that. Anything I say to him isn't gonna make him stop loving me. It might push him in his feelings, and he's gonna have to face that. But it doesn't mean I don't love him. It doesn't mean I'm trying to hurt him. It means that we're facing hard truths together. And he has to face them, and he usually does. For the rest of them, no. Russ don't want to face not one of these hard truths ever. He doesn't want to face that he's powerless to his own feelings, that he's rejected, and that he's out here begging for attention just as much as all the rest of them. Well, Marshall's doing it. You want to be like him all the time. He's doing it. You're just like him. You're all doing it. You're trying to, you know, put yourself in a position where you can have some power. Based on your job, based on your car, based on your girlfriend, based on something. Look at me. That's your post on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, fucking Pinterest. All of it is all about look at me and how great my life is. I'm better than you. Bitch, be humble, bro. Because you're not. And you do that to make yourself feel better than other people. But you're no better than me. With all that shit you got, I'm seeing fucking bridge fit. Bitch, you're no better than me. Bobby's wife is no better than me. Fucking Jonica is no better than me. Kim Kardashian, none of you are better than me. You just have more than I have. That doesn't make you better than me. And yet you have all of that, and you're all the same. Kim bought her boobs. Kim bought her ass. Kim paid to have her kids made in a lab. Her hair is fake. Everything about her is fake. But you call her a goddess. She's a divorced, single mother of 6. She's no better than nobody, bro. She paid millions of dollars to feed off of your desires of wanting that. I don't want it. My tits are real and as big as yours. My ass is real and bigger than yours. My kids are real and I made them out of love and I carried them in my own body and fed them from my big ass, real ass boobies. I really was a real mother. You're not. You're nothing. But that doesn't mean that you can't be something great. You are a god to somebody. You're just not my God. And he gave you that power, but not to be like this. You're fucking my age, bitch. You're 42 years old. Am I talking about Kim or motherfucking, what's her fucking bitch ass? Nicki Minaj. You bitches ain't better than me. You're no better than any other bitches. You ain't better than Cardi, none of them. All you guys got is hella problems with kids and men and insecurities. And you're just trying to look better than the next bitch. And trying to get you, you know what I mean, a new bag. These people, I hear my grandma, you people, I love you, grandma. are not who you want to be like. I just had to go quiet because I saw they were showing me Kim's sex tape. That's all. At what price? At what price? What is it to gain the whole wide world, but lose your soul? How did she become so heartless, Kanye? You know what I mean? Talking about these women. You idolize your mothers, your fathers, all these people. It's not easy. Again, I gotta hurt some feelings around here. But the thing is you got hurt feelings. You're gonna have to learn to deal with them. And as far as me censoring myself, I do my best. But, you know, I didn't get this far keeping my mouth quiet. And I'm not going to be able to change. I'm not going to finish this job changing the entire world respecting your feelings. You know what I mean? That's really it. That's really it. I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm here to freaking make you aware. And it's going to hurt. You got a lot of hurt feelings. I'm not going to fucking leave you with them. I'm going to walk you through them. But, you know, we're going to deal with this shit. Enough. You're not going to be putting them out on nobody no more. You're not. There's no reason. When you have the power to have the power to alchemize them and change them. I show you how to do that here. I show you how to change your thoughts. And how to, you know what I mean, change your feelings. But we can't do that without you facing how you really feel and what you really think. Because there's a reason you feel that way. Even if it's a terrible feeling. Can we understand you and where this came from? If we can understand it, then we can start to heal it. But you not even wanting to know where it came from and not ever wanting to feel it is only it killing you. And you hurting other people because of it. That's all I got to say about that. We did our whole show. Serendipity. Let me read one more. We're at 1:30. I want to do, what number is that? 18. One more card. This is a long card. The essential meaning. Opportunity aligned with readiness. The awareness of synchronicities, luck, and good fortune appearing as signs of symbols and magical alignment of events. Well, with the symbol right there is, you know, my abundance is right in front of you. What do I have to show for all my hard work? My feathers. Nobody can ever take those away from me. I mean, they could. But that's a gift from God that only God can give. You could go out and buy feathers. But each one of those feathers are attached to unbelievable memories and feelings and healing that I went through. Me being strong and brave. Me trusting and believing. And that's just some of them. You know, as I sit there, that was a whole nother chapter. All of those came before I got here, and I've been here since October, and I'm getting ready for a new chapter. Have I gotten really any feathers here? No, I haven't been outside. It's hard to get a feather when you don't go outside. But, you know, those aren't it. And it's like, you know, you guys have all this gold and silver that's worth gold and silver. It has a price. In some countries it's worth more. These are priceless. You could maybe go buy feathers, but how did they get them? They killed a bird. They stole them from birds. It's not a gift. These are my gifts from God, my reminders of how far I've come and what I have to show for my life. The Spirit. All things of the Spirit. When it's all done, all I got, as He said, I'm going to put you in places. There's going to be people there, but they're not going to be able to help you. All you're going to have is the clothes on your back. And you're going to have to stay there until the job is done. That's what I'm here for. You want a mighty purpose? That's a mighty purpose. And that's probably all the guidelines you're going to get. And then he's going to send you on your journey. And like he said, there'll be people, but they're not going to be able to help you. And you're just going to have to stay there until the job is done. What is the job? To learn, to heal, to grow. And that's what each one of those feathers represents. My learnings, my healings, my growth. You can't put a dollar on it. I can't... If somebody was to come to me and ask me for those videos, and that's why I stopped. How much would it cost for your life's work? What would it cost for us to produce and sell this documentary? You could never. It cost every bit of my being to make this. I had to take every bit of my heart and soul and human experiences from all my lives to make this. There's no amount of money that could buy this work. So then you ask, are you going to just, because it's so valuable, you're not going to share, you're not going to sell it? No. I'm going to give it away for free. Because it cost me everything. It cost me more than you'll ever know. And no amount of money can bring back any of that. You can't buy what I've been through. But I'll give it to you. Just know that it's the straight and narrow, and it's very painful. In order to have the power that I have, you're going to be very humbled. And it's going to weaken you in ways you'll never ever understand. But it's powerful. What is that power? God. I give you my God freely and what he's done to my life. My story is his story. He wrote it. I just lived it. It wasn't really mine. My life isn't mine, it's his, to do as he pleases. And he does what's pleasing for me, for him, for me. Not as I please, but as he pleases. So, going back to abundance, it's like, what is your most valuable, what is your value? What of your life is most valuable? My feathers are very valuable to me. They tell a story, an amazing story about me. That's the natives. The Native Americans wore headdresses, and you knew by that headdress and those feathers, you knew how powerful they were. But they didn't use that power to hurt anyone. They were just wise leaders because they had been on, their feathers were given to them same as me. Not by an ancestor in the tribe, but they found it on their journey to the exploration. And only after you had so many were you crowned. You guys crown yourselves every day with your gold and your silver and your platinum. You can wear all the finest headdresses, and you can make yourself, the biggest and the baddest. You can put your names on clothes and on everything. And you can sell it for thousands. It can be priceless, right? Or you can be like Lewis or fucking, Russ, that want to charge hundreds and hundreds of dollars for your image. If you ask Lewis, I saw this interview. Lewis did an interview, I think, at one of the late night interviews, and they asked him, what are some of your most expensive purchases? And he just keeps going on and on and on. Well, I have a $50 million yacht, and I have my $30 million freaking plane, and then I've got my, my cars that are millions and millions and billions and billions and millions and billions and millions and billions and billions. And he just keeps going on and on about how expensive all of this is. But what's your most valuable one? That's it, Lewis. If you could only take one trophy from all these years, Lewis, not your 8-time, not your 7, not your... all of the wins you've had in all your life. You could only take one win with you. Which one would you take, Lewis? I'll tell you which one. He'd take the first one. Because the first win feels the best. It feels good to win after that. But the first win. And that's why it's important to have a lot of more firsts than just keep replaying a win. Trying to keep winning in the same area, you know what I mean? That's Marshall. Marshall, I would expect nothing less than a Grammy. And so do you. You just wanted to see if you could do what you always do. Congratulations. Can you do something else? You know what I mean? Abundance. What gives you value? Your cars, your clothes make you valuable. Your kids, your degrees, your what? What makes Kim Kardashian so valuable? Her worth? She's worth... her money is her worth. Her money is her value. But she doesn't share any of it, so she has no value to the humanity. If that's what makes her so valuable, so important, what makes her so valuable to humanity? Her looks, and she bought them. They all did. They changed their bodies. God didn't build them like that. Nor did he build Nicki Minaj like that. She could have been built into that after motherhood, but she didn't like her body. What makes them, you know what I mean? What makes Lewis so valuable to Formula One or to anything? His experience? What? What makes Marshall the greatest? Because he won't stop? And he's got to be the loudest in the room? What makes him better than the new rappers? His fans. That's it. They make him important. He's only important to the people that make him important. But it's not enough. He wants to be more important every time. And that's what I mean. It's like, Russ, how important do you want to be, buddy? Like, how important is this? Like, why do we do this? I don't know. Just going back to it, those feathers, it's like, man, that's pretty much all I got, but it's priceless. You know, I don't have value of this world. But what I do have is priceless. You couldn't buy it. You couldn't buy my life, my experiences, my censorship. You couldn't buy my words. You couldn't buy it. There's not a price you could pay to be me, to even find the things that I am. And I know that. But I'm giving it to you freely. Because it was given to me freely, if I would just be brave enough to walk in it. And it's been a very painful walk. What makes it so painful? My feelings. Same as yours. It's painful to have trust and faith. It's painful to have compassion and understanding. It's painful to try to love people. But it can happen. And I just want to point that out. As much as I say that, you know, you're not these things, I prepare you for what these things call. And that's it. I'm not going to fake spiritualize you. I'm not going to pretend that it's all love and light. We make love and light as we go. But we're going through the darkness. You know what I mean? I'm not, you know, I'm going to prepare you, but we're going into war. The battle of your mind versus your heart. You don't have to fight it alone. I am the, you know, the queen of war, but, I mean, this is your battle. I battle my own feelings and my own thoughts throughout the week to show you how to fight. But I can't fight your enemies. Because first off, they're not real. Your enemies are all created within you of your own feelings and thoughts. Trump is not our enemy. He's just a fellow man. Like, man, that fellow. Yeah, he's a good fellow, right? People that believe in his bullshit are not bad people. They just, they have to believe in something. They want somebody to come help them, and this guy promises to help them. And, he has the power to do it, so they support him. They're not bad people. God didn't create bad people. Their thoughts make them, make them do things that are very questionable. In the essence, is that fat motherfucker doing anything bad? I don't know. He might watch pornography or something, because, he's dirty. But, I mean, what's he doing that's bad all day? He talks shit, don't we all? I mean, what does he do? If you ever watch him when people are talking to him. He's just kind of a whole kid. He just kind of stares up into space and stuff. He's not, like, looking for an intelligent answer. He'll tell you whatever the fuck pops in his head. In the sense of, and that goes back to Hitler. Was he really evil? Like, he was a little wiener. That's like going back to Napoleon. He was a fucking wiener. Loki, a fucking wiener. Kane, a fucking wiener. Set, a fucking wiener. And his feelings, Lucifer, fucking wiener. Like, oh, I'm gonna take over the world again. Which world this time, idiot? It's never gonna work. God, will you learn your lesson already? Maybe not this line. I don't know. I really thought. I know I brought the light version of that motherfucker back to the light. That's it. What am I doing here? I am the Lilith. I had to bring my dark version to the light, which is what you've witnessed. I had to heal my dark feelings about my human experience. And I had to relive the Lilith here in the Lisa. I'm like, what? That's my name. My mom named me Lisa. I think she had a friend named Lisa. I'm like, really? Yeah, that's my name. Don't call me in. It's weird. I don't know. I mean, you could, but it's weird. I don't really like it. I really like when someone says Phoenix. I really like it. It makes me feel really good. It's not like I told you to call me daddy. So it's those guys. Alright, let's finish this. The serendipity. I don't really want to read this. It's all, rubbing your ego and shit. I don't want you to get all excited. I'm not going to rub your ego. A four-leaf clover. How lucky are you? Okay, think about it. How are you going to find a four-leaf clover? You got to go looking for one. It's not just going to fall out of the sky. Which means, in general, have you ever gone to the patches, the clover patches? You have to look forever. You might get lucky if you don't give up. But most of us give up before we find the four-leaf clover. Really. You're like, do you have one? Actually, we're talking about it. On my Priestess, I got one. Actually, this guy gave me this ring. And it's supposed to be a flower. But doesn't that look like a clover to you? It was too small. I have these big fat fingers, so it was too small. But I wear it right here as a reminder. When did I get it? The day after I did the Bronco ceremony. It doesn't mean much to you, but you don't understand what it meant to be that brave, to sit on that field in front of thousands and thousands of people and be a priestess, to pull cards, to do a ceremony, to burn the sage under the full moon, to do all of that. Again, Martin Luther King came to me that day and told me I could do it. So this is a reminder. Does it have any value? No, you can see it. I put it on my finger and it actually turned it... I'm about to be done right now. It turned it, green. Which is actually, I just want to point out, the color of the heart chakra. But it's a reminder. None of this has any value, bro. But it's priceless to me. It's a memory to me. It's not it means nothing to you. My life means nothing to you. But it's valuable to me and to God and to those that that I can speak to, that, resonate with me. And that's it too, is just accept that. You don't have to be important to everyone, but you're important to God, to yourself, and to those that He deems you to be important to. Face your fears. I love yous. Laters. Bye.